What is up, YouTube? Ruben here, and today I'm going to show you guys the Dell OptiPlex 755. Right there. Now, these OptiPlex 755s were the last, well, the 760 was the last system to have DDR2, but the 755 was one of the systems that are running Windows Vista. So, yeah. Came with Windows Vista Business, and these are one of these computers that have a Pentium processor, a Pentium dual core. So let's get started. So on the front we got the optical drive. It's a CDRW DVD-ROM. Right here we got the floppy drive. Now the floppy drive is not connected, and of course these headers, I believe, may not have a floppy connector, so they used it as an artifact. So you might think you can't put a floppy disk. Nah, not true. The floppy drive is disconnected, and I believe the power supply connectors, one of them may not have a floppy cable. Right here we got the two USB 2.0 ports, microphone and headphone, diagnostic lights, which are right there, and with the network indicator and the hard drive indicator. Right here we got the power button, the Dell logo, the vent right here, the Windows Vista and Intel Pentium stickers. So let's go ahead and get to the back. Now this is a BTX computer, so yeah, so the I/O will be on the right. Right here we got the power supply. Right here we got the two audio ports, line out and line in, and microphone. Right here we got the Ethernet, 6 USB 2.0 ports, VGA, parallel, serial, and there are three slots, which include PCIe X16, and the bottom two are PCIe 32-bit, and that is it. Now I'm gonna open this up, so I'll be back. Okay, so I got the computer opened up. As you can see, there is the floppy connector, so yes, you will be able to have a floppy drive connector. What's wrong about that? As you can see, there are capacitors, and they all look good, to be honest. 4 SATA connectors. There's our PCIe X16, PCIe 64-bit. Of course, you can also use a 32-bit card. And also, we got a PCIe 32-bit card. Right here is the CDRW DVD-ROM drive. There's a floppy power connector. Here's a Dell power supply. Now, this is a 220 watt power supply, so yeah. Here you got the giant, we got this giant heatsink where it has the Intel Pentium dual core. So yeah. Now, here's the CMOS battery. Now the CMOS battery is dead because these are one of these systems to have a victim of bad CMOS batteries. So yeah, that's a big issue with CMOS batteries. So, and yeah, and also you got the speaker too. Now, the speaker does work, to be honest. Well, probably not. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tell you the specs and after I close the computer, so I'll be back. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about the specs of this computer. This one has I know it's a Intel Pentium E2180, and I believe it's running somewhere around just over 2 gigahertz. So believe me, people, I don't remember things. So yeah, this one has an Intel Pentium E2180. This one has 2 gigabytes of DDR2 RAM, and I believe this is 533 megahertz, or is it 667 megahertz? So, believe me, people. It also has a 160 gig SATA hard drive. This is SATA-II, and it's running Windows 7 Ultimate 32-bit. Now, I installed Windows 7 on that computer, to be honest. So, yeah. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and set up the computer on my media center station, where it has the Dell Precision T5500. If you want to watch that video about this computer, I'll go ahead and put the link in the video description. So yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and set up the computer at the media center station. So I'll be back. Okay, so I got the computer running. So again, the CMOS battery is totally dead on this one. So if you're getting that, then you're gonna have troubles. You're gonna have trouble booting the system up with CMOS battery errors, unless you actually replace it, which of course I won't be doing that. So also, may try to get OptiPlex 780, which I know is a good and the only DDR3 LGA 775 system that is usable. So yeah, as you can see, here's the BIOS. It's running 821 from December 7th, 2011. Excuse me. Sorry. Now, you can look, both of these, you can look it up on the Dell website if you want that. Now, this has a Intel Pentium dual core E2180 running at 2 gigahertz, 1 megabyte of L2 cache. Memory is running at 667 megahertz, so it's PC2-5300, I think. And it's also dual channel. Boot sequence, this one has a Seagate hard drive. Data operation, you can do AHCI, you can do ATA, or you can do RAID on or legacy, because that thing's for RAID. Smart reporting can be enabled. Of course, it's off. It's set to USB, of course, because the floppy drive is internal, so we have to set it to internal for this. So yeah. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the BIOS, so I'll be back. Okay, so I'm going to exit the setup, so I'll hit exit, and we should be booting into Windows 7. Again, the system battery voltage is low, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit F1. Yeah, checking for new hardware. Now it's looking for keyboard and mouse as we plugged it into a different port. Alright, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Start, right click Computer Properties. And as you can see, we are running Windows 7 Ultimate Service Pack 1. As you can see, I have the OEM info added in this OS. Let's go ahead and go to the Windows Experience Index. Now this one has a 5.0 for processor, 5.0 for RAM, 3.4 for graphics, 3.3 for gaming, and a 5.7 for the hard drive. Now, since Windows 7 calculates the processor as a 5.0, then yeah, definitely a good processor to edit videos with a dual core. So yeah, now I'm gonna show you guys the hard drive, which is a 160 gig hard drive. I'm gonna right click it and hit properties. If I go to hardware, it says ST3160815AS, a drive. It's a 160 gig Seagate drive. And now I'm gonna benchmark some programs. First of all, let's go to CPU-Z. Now, memory, it is DDR2. SPD is at PC2-5300, so I was correct. It has the Intel Q35 chipset. Let's go ahead and benchmark this thing. As you can see, single thread is at 80 and multi-thread is 159. So, yeah, that doesn't go bad, to be honest. Especially a dual core like this, it happen at any time. Here's the information for the processor. It's a Conroe, the Conroe processor, 65 nanometer, 1.3 volts. It's currently running at almost up to 2 gigahertz. So yeah. Let's go ahead and close out CPU-Z. Now I'm going to open up Chrome. As you can see, this is Chrome. I installed Chrome 63. I'm going to open up Firefox. This one's running Firefox 67.0.1. There you go. Now I'm going to open up Specky. Again, for the CPU, it says socket LGA 775, 29 degrees Celsius. RAM. Now, 25% of the RAM usage, so yeah, that's a good sign. 2 gigabytes. For the motherboard, this is a this is a Dell motherboard. Now for graphics, it has the Intel Q35 chipset. We'll get to that through the end. Storage, again, it's a Seagate hard drive. So yeah. It has been powered on for 448 times, so yeah. Optical drive, it's a TSST optical drive. Audio is just a high definition audio device, but I believe it may be something that may possibly be, it may think it's a sound blast or something, and the peripherals, just the basic peripherals. So yeah. Now let's open up CCleaner. I have version 5.59. So yeah. Now WizTree. There you go. I'm gonna scan this. There you go. This is Tree 1.05. Now VLC media player. There you go. Running 2.2.4. And then Adobe Reader XI. There you go. Now, let's open up WordPad, which is in the administrative tools or something. No, I take it back. It's accessories. And type in hello. So I'm going to bold it, italicize it, underline it, strike through, and I'm going to set it up to the highest, the 72. There you go. Hello. I'm going to not save that document. And that was it. So now let's get to the graphics. Now this is the Intel Q35 graphics, Intel GMA 3100 chip. This one has 64 megabytes of video memory with only 192 megabytes of shared RAM, and gives us a total of 256 megabytes of RAM in the graphics. So yeah. Now one interesting note about this computer: if you're running anything below BIOS version A17, now this computer will go up to 4 gigabytes of RAM. Now, apparently, you can go up to 8 gigabytes of RAM in this one, but you must be running BIOS A17 in order to get up to an unofficial maximum of 8 gigabytes of RAM. So you can actually install Windows 7 64-bit or even Windows 10 64-bit with the right graphics card, because the Q35 in this thing doesn't even have the driver for Windows 10. So yeah, if you're running A17 or higher, like it is A21, the one I'm running, then yes, you should be able to upgrade it to 8 gigabytes of RAM as the maximum. Alright, I think that's enough for this, so let's go ahead and get to the conclusion. So in conclusion, is it worth it? Replacing a CMOS battery? Yes, to be honest, but for my personal reason, or for any reason, if you don't have the budget to replace CMOS battery, then I would definitely say no, because these are another set of systems to cause battery issues on this Dell OptiPlex, at least CMOS batteries. The Dell OptiPlex 755 may have been a good computer back then, but for the reason why it was aged badly, then I would say no. So yeah, go with a LGA 1366 like this Dell right there, the T5500. Or you can go with an AMD system, which I know these AMD systems may be good enough. I never had any issues with any AMD systems like my compact, and they were very strong and very powerful, and the CMOS batteries didn't have the same thing, dead CMOS batteries. So the CMOS batteries were good, to be honest, on these AMD systems. So would I recommend an Intel OptiPlex like this? No, not really. But if you use an AMD OptiPlex, the OptiPlex 740, then yeah, I would definitely say go with an AMD variant, because I know AMD computers are very well built. So yeah. Alright, I need to go and end the video now, so thank you guys for watching. Please be sure to hit the subscribe button and also the bell icon when I upload new videos. Also follow me on Twitter at RubenUpPDCO17 or Instagram at RubenTheTransitFan. Please be sure you stay tuned on my channel by subscribing and hitting that bell icon. because this month, this is September 8th, 2019, that means I have the entire month to get all the things prepared for Art Night on October 11th, because the map is coming out in early September. So if I see the map, then that is totally the true thing about the preparation. I prepared the maps, and I also prepared the separate route maps and the stop list. So yeah, so I will have everything ready for Art Night before October 11th. So yeah, so I know the map hasn't come out yet. If the map has come out, I will do an announcement video for you guys about everything I'm going to be doing in Art Night, and also some of the things I will be doing for the next couple of weeks prior to Art Night, and also some of the events in October. Now, October is going to be more difficult for yard selling, because on October 5th, I'm going to have Bethlehem Church. October 12th, I'll be editing videos. October 19th, I'll be going to 2 sets of events in Pasadena. October 26th, I'll be heading off to El Monte for the 626 Golden Streets. So, yeah, that's going to be a big problem for your sale finds. So, yeah. Alright, I need to go and end the video now because I don't want to get you guys too long. So, I'll see you next time.